Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is a gorgeous day out here in Michigan. It's in the upper 50s, mid to upper 50s. Little bit of a breeze, but it's not too cold. And I have been very busy today. Enough that I had to quit because my back and my shoulder are starting to bother me. But my brother and I hooked up the tiller on the back of that, and it took about an hour and a half because there's about a bazillion little parts that all have to fit perfect, and nothing wanted to line up today. You have to put the shaft on first, and then you got to get these arms to go perfect, and of course there's no wiggle room here. And then you have to get those to go on perfect, and you get one side hooked up and the other side doesn't want to work. And then lastly, you have to get that thing hooked up. So anyway, that took forever and a lot of bad words. But after we did that, we tilled part of the garden. We try not to till too much, but there's still sections that we have no choice. We have to go out in that area, like where the ducks are right now. And then I took remember that big compost pile I had all the way across there? Well, we took that and we make it into rows. And then I rake them flat, as you can see. And this is why my shoulder and my back are bothering me. And it takes me a while because I have to go real slow. I can't pull really hard with my left shoulder. And anyway, I got the beginning beds started. And I have one more to go. I just couldn't do it anymore today. I'm hoping maybe this afternoon, after I rest and take a couple of Tylenol and such, that I could finish this row. We're hoping that it rains tonight, and I want these to settle in. Then, instead of, I'm not going to be planting back here anymore. It's just not sunny enough. So we are going to put some of, we still tilled it up because there's a few things I could put back here. I'm going to do mostly cover crops and some grains and a few things like that. I need to move my little grapevine here. We're going to move, that's it right there. We're going to move that up here more. And this is going to be the edge of my garden. Right. We're going to move that up about 10 feet. And we're going to make this right about here the edge of the garden. The ducks and the chickens and everybody have been out the last 4 hours just digging up bugs and eating and having a good time. Excuse me. And then kind of where Goldie is back here, I have some bushes I want to make a permanent row here. And I'm hoping between the bushes and the grapevine I could keep the deer from coming out in this field. This way they don't come in too much. They come in off the back and definitely off the side here. We have a lot of deer, and I could show you. I'll take a walk out there. You can see there's so much scat, it's ridiculous. So these bushes are not doing really well here in this bed. This bed is not deep enough. So I want to redo that this year. I want to take these bushes out and put them along the edge. And then back here I have a couple of hazelnuts that just aren't doing well. They're too close to the tree line. Maybe you can see that little orange flag out there. They need to come off that tree line a little bit. So they're going to go out there where they're going to get more sun. And then I have a gooseberry that I want to transplant too. So that's kind of where I'm headed with this. You can see my neighbor farmer's out planting. Gives us a good idea when to start going in the spring. He starts, I think he's doing corn this year. But this is our wonderful little tractor that we use. There is a mower that goes under there. Love this little tractor. One of the best investments I made. And then the next thing we have to do is I have those 2 water tanks over there, way over there, right there. We got to get the gutters up. We're going to leave one there, and then I'm going to put one on the back of the house for the garden and the animal water. Our well goes dry a lot in the summer, so I don't pump off of it for the gardens. And we have a very deep well. That little box right out there, that box there, that's a very deep well, but it's very salty, so we can't use it for watering gardens or to give to the animals, because it's almost as half as salty as an ocean. But we got lucky and found a place that gave us 2 new burn barrels, because our burn barrel was pretty much fried. Mr. 2 here, he was having some problems with his foot. I don't know if he broke a toe or something, but he was in pretty bad shape for a couple of days. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it. But I've been soaking his feet at night, and he seems to be doing much better. He's actually walking around really good today. And the place we picked up the burn barrel, trying to find a way to keep the goats from peeing and pooping on their hay. So we picked up this cage that they had Roundup or something inside, but see, I could put their hay down in here. They can eat what they want and they can't pee and poop on it, because if it gets dirty at all, they simply won't eat it. So they're relaxing. And this is another improvement that we made to keep them from wasting a lot of hay. Let's see. Oh, had some really, really bad news yesterday. Had to put down one of my turkey girls. It was awful. She prolapsed to the point where her intestines were hanging out about a foot. And I couldn't even wait a minute. I had to put her down. And it was one that looks like her right there. It was her daughter. No, you can't come out, Pete. Her daughter we had to put down, unfortunately. But, you know, that's the hard part of owning animals. You have to be prepared at a minute's notice to take care of what needs to get done. And the fastest thing that I can do is to grab my 22, and I fed her some treats, and while she was resting, unfortunately I shot her in the head. And you know, that's the hardest part, is if you're the only one here, you have to do what you have to do, because you cannot let your animals suffer even for a minute. So our next thing we got to do is, I got to get you guys some water. I got to get these guys moved out of this area so we could clean it up. It's starting to smell from winter time. We're going to move this trailer outside, and we're going to finish fencing in back here up to the edge here. I'll go out this way and show you. Hopefully you can hear me over the tractor. We're going to put a fence up in this area here, connected to this one. We're just going to expand this. Basically, this plastic comes down here, and we're going to put another fence up to the edge here and back as long as that. And we're going to move this entire fence over this way. And then what we're going to do is, there's a door under that plastic. We're going to put a separate fence connecting the two. There'll be a post here, and then we'll have one that connects over to this fence so that the turkeys can come out the back door. And less like that, they're going to fight and all that kind of stuff. But we do have to put some wire across here so they don't fly out of here. Well, we got a lot going on, as you can see, and you know, we do the best we can. And the one thing I get asked a lot from people is, you know, I have a lot of health issues. I have rheumatoid arthritis, I have fibromyalgia, my back has fused itself on the lower back with arthritis. I had surgery on my shoulder last year. It's still not great, still full of arthritis. And the best thing I could say is, make your plans, do the most important job first. Don't beat yourself up if you can't get it done, and do the best you can. The work is always going to be there. So, you know what? You do what you got to do. And if things have to change, things have to change. Oh, Mr. Will. Hi, my honey. Will loves me. Hi, sweetheart. Come here, honey. He likes belly rubs. I don't have my rake out here to give him a belly rubber. Hi, sweet Will. I know. How's my boy? Yes, isn't he sweet? He hates the men. He does not like men at all. And there's my Poppy. That's my Pop-Pops. Hi, Mr. Will. He only likes me. He loves me. But the men, after the vet had to come and we had to cut his tusks off because they were digging into his face, he really hates men. So I'm the only one that can get him to go where he needs to go. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you some updates of kind of what we have going on. And hopefully this year we'll get some doors made back there. That, you know, we did the best we could. This old barn was, from best we could tell, was built in the 1880s. And when we came here, it was pretty much, they kept telling us we needed to tear it down. But we've worked very hard to try to save this old barn. I believe it's part of our history, and one of the reasons I fell in love with this place was because I wanted this old barn. And what we've done to help save it, we have gone to every post, except we've got a few left, and we jacked them up. We cut off all the rotten stuff, and then we concreted 4 feet down in the ground and put concrete so that this barn's never going to rot again. And, you know, it's taken time. We only had a metal that somebody gave us. We slapped it up there. We're trying to keep the ugly stuff on the back of the barn. But you know what? You do the best that you can, right? Because we're on a limited income here. And most importantly, we saved this old barn. And let's see, what else do I need to tell you guys? Not a whole lot more, I guess. I want to get out here and plant some things in the garden tomorrow. Just my early spring crops. This little trailer here used to be a pop-up camper. For those that haven't seen my contraptions, I turned it in. This is my, I call it my brooding pen. When the turkeys or the chickens have babies, we put them in here. They are completely secure. They have quite a bit of room to move around. I move it over into the shade. The wind is really wicked. Yesterday tore it up. But you can see they have lots of room in there. And the turkeys and the babies stay safe until they're ready to go out with the rest of them. And let's see. I guess that's all I could tell you right now. We're just kind of plugging along here, doing our thing, and just trying to get some things going. Oh, I was starting to tell you, in the garden, I'm going to do, it's still too early to plant a lot here in Michigan, but I'm going to get my carrots going, my peas. I don't have any potato sets, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to grow potatoes this year. I have some sweet potatoes started, but they haven't made slips yet. I'm going to put out my cabbages, my broccoli, and then I'll cover them so these little buggers don't eat them all. And I'm trying a new thing this year. I love the Foxfire books. If you've never read them, they're really amazing. They were high school students in the, I believe, the 70s. They interviewed a lot of the mountain folks, and a lot of them plant by the signs. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it this year. What the heck? There's only a few days here and there where it's really bad to plant. Today and tomorrow and one more day is supposed to be good days to plant. So I want to get, you know, the early spring crops going. I have a bunch of transplants. I'm going to transplant. I have to put them into bigger cups. My tomato starts. They're getting a little crowded. And then the next time, it's the best time to plant, it will be the end of May when the rest of the stuff can go out. So I'm just trying to get together what I can. Oh, I forgot to tell you. For those that haven't gardened or gardened much, Mother Nature does not like bare soil. So you can see my paths here. This is my compost pile. I've done this last year. It worked out really well. I just put it in piles like this. In the fall, we do till it in with all the leaves and animal bedding and such. But what I'm going to do, and it worked out well last year, is I'm going to take, once I clean my pens out in the next week or so, I put all of the animal bedding down in the middle. And it composts in place, and it helps me keep some of the weeds down. But to be honest, I don't like to weed because my back again. So whatever comes up, we just weed whack. I don't worry about if it grows. If it's something that I don't want that's invasive, I pull it out. Otherwise, we just mulch the daylights out of it and weed whack it down. So there you go, a little update on what's been going on here. And I just wanted to get out and show you kind of a look-see, and I'll keep you informed of what I'm doing. And for those of you who watch me for the junk journals, I'm sorry I haven't done much lately, but I have to put my my outdoor shoes on right now and get going out in the yard. And growing food is an extremely important part of my life. So I have to kind of change gears and do that. But, you know, if there's something you're really super interested in seeing, let me know. I'll be happy to show you. If you have any questions about my little place, if you want to raise your own chickens and you have questions or whatever, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out the best I can. Otherwise, stay safe, stay home. I don't care if they opened things up. If you can stay home, if not, wear a mask. Be safe, people. I don't think this thing is over with yet, and I just want to know that everybody out there is safe and secure, and I hope you all have a fantastic afternoon.